The envelope arrived at his doorstep at exactly 7:45 a.m. No name, no return address, just a sleek black square with the words, "She isn't who you think she is." Nathan Reynolds stared at it for a full minute, the coffee in his hand growing cold, his heart pounding. His wife, Claire, was still upstairs, getting ready for another day at her prestigious corporate job in Manhattan's shimmering skyline. For months, something had been off. Late nights, secretive texts, that unfamiliar perfume clinging to her skin. Now, standing at the edge of a revelation he hadn't asked for, Nathan decided it was time to know the truth. Nathan had been married to Claire for 8 years, a picture-perfect couple from the outside. They hosted dinner parties, vacationed in the Hamptons, and moved through the polished circles of New York's elite without a single ripple. But beneath that glamorous surface, cracks had been forming for months. Claire worked at Riverton Global, one of New York's most powerful corporate empires, known for cutting-edge investments and ruthless acquisitions. Her boss, Ethan Blackwell, was a legend, a man who built fortunes with a handshake and destroyed competitors with a smile. And Claire? She had become his most trusted executive. Too trusted, Nathan feared. The anonymous envelope contained a series of photos, grainy but clear enough. Claire and Ethan in a corner booth at a restaurant. Claire entering a luxury hotel room, Ethan following a few minutes later. A kiss in a dimly lit parking garage. The evidence was undeniable. But Nathan wasn't the type to confront blindly. He wanted them caught red-handed with nowhere to hide. Nathan plotted carefully. He reached out to a private investigator, someone with corporate espionage experience, a man who knew how high flyers like Ethan Blackwell operated. Together, they planted the bait, a fake emergency meeting at the company's satellite office in Brooklyn, pulling key executives out for the evening. Claire believed Ethan was attending. Ethan believed Claire was coming. But both were walking into Nathan's carefully set web. That night, Nathan sat in a rented SUV across from the sleek Manhattan penthouse Ethan used for his extramarital adventures. Cameras were in place. The building's security guard bribed. Nathan watched as Claire's car pulled up. She entered, carrying a bottle of wine, her smile nervous yet eager. Minutes later, Ethan arrived. They barely made it through the door before the kissing started. Nathan's phone buzzed the live feed from the cameras, now streaming to his screen. Rage burned in his veins, but he stayed cold. Calculated. He had bigger plans. The exposure. Nathan didn't just want to confront them, he wanted to ruin them. The next morning, an anonymous email hit the inboxes of Riverton Global's board members. Embedded in the email were screenshots, the kiss, the wine, the undressing time-stamped and undeniable. Scandal rocked the company. Ethan's carefully curated image as a corporate titan shattered overnight. Investors panicked. Stocks plunged. By lunchtime, Ethan Blackwell had stepped down for personal reasons. Claire? Fired. Nathan left her a single note on the kitchen counter. "I gave you everything. You gave me lies. Don't come looking for me." He disappeared into the crowds of New York City, ready to start over. The backlash. But the storm didn't end there. Ethan's longtime girlfriend, a high-profile corporate lawyer named Vanessa, found herself dragged into the scandal. Tabloids unearthed Ethan's entire web of affairs. Clients dropped her firm in droves. Her career, her entire identity unraveled alongside Ethan's. What no one knew was that the real power behind Riverton Global wasn't Ethan at all. It was his wife, Margot Blackwell, the majority shareholder, the silent queen behind the empire. Margot had always known about Ethan's wandering eye. What she hadn't known was who he was doing it with. When she saw Claire's face in the photos, a quiet fury ignited in Margot, not the wild anger of a betrayed spouse, but the cold, meticulous wrath of a woman who had built her life's work only to watch it tarnished by her husband's reckless lust. Margot didn't scream. She didn't cry. She acted. The ultimate twist. Within a week, Margot filed for divorce, cutting Ethan off from the fortune and the power he once controlled. His name was scrubbed from company materials, his legacy reduced to a cautionary tale whispered in boardrooms. But Margot wasn't done. She reached out to Nathan. She'd always liked him, saw in him the loyalty Ethan lacked, the quiet strength hidden beneath his suburban life. They met for coffee, then dinner. They compared scars, the betrayals that bound them together. And in time, something unexpected grew between them, not just shared pain, but the possibility of something new. 2 years later, Margot Blackwell married Nathan Reynolds. Together, They rebuilt Riverdin Global under Margot's leadership, transforming it into a powerhouse of ethical innovation and transparency. And Claire? Last seen managing a struggling startup in Connecticut, far from the glittering lights she once chased. As for Ethan, no one knows. Some say he fled to Europe. Others claim he's trying to launch a new venture under a different name. But in New York's power circles, the name Ethan Blackwell now means only one thing: the price of betrayal. Betrayal isn't just personal, it's corporate. Would you survive the secrets hiding in your own life? Subscribe for more untold stories from the dark side of power, love, and ambition.